Thank you very much for joining today. Hope you all can see my screen. So this is an overview of what we have and what we deliver regarding SAP project management and also delivering the new free apps. So good morning, good afternoon and good evening to everyone. My name is Madhu Chandra, carrying 12 plus years of experience in all project related solutions in SAP, and that is where PS counts into and into project connection and innovation management and commercial project management. Welcome to all. So the goal of today's session is to provide you the overview of new PPM offering from S4 Hana. We'll provide an update regarding SAP planning, budgeting and project cost management in SAP PS module. And with that, we'll be providing the features of latest release and enhancements along with SAP Fiori apps in the area of project systems. Hope you all can see my screen. So the enterprise project management covers multiple scenarios. We have project management, resource management, and portfolio management. So we can use capital projects and R&D innovation projects and IT, whereas the commercial projects, which is a great extension to our current scenario in project systems in financial project perspective. So I'm going through a few examples of Fiori today. So the project system has a constant access to data in all the departments involved in the project. So usually we have a different two types of projects. One is internally financed projects and externally financed projects. So the internally financed project stands for overhead cost projects, and which is in-house and which is in-house and R&D projects, and the capital investment projects, they are nothing but the asset under construction projects or asset construction projects. So with this, I'll be explaining and I'll be showing the same in the new S4 HANA system. And here we can see the agenda of today. So planning and budgeting. So I might be going through most of the important scenarios here, covering the OPEX and the OPEX and CAPEX and capital expenses and operational expenses complete process, and the controlling the expenditure or budget process as well. And we configured and documented in a Word file, and as well as the step-by-step analysis has been well documented in the Excel sheet. So this is the high-level flow diagram for the project system and definition to WS elements, work breakdown structure elements, and the budget. So the starting whenever we create a project, the planning is very important. So where it capabilities, it will show you the short and long term business plans and and the annual budgets as well. So we'll show you in the system regarding the plans, budgets and forecasts, and varying the different time zones, and it could be a monthly or it could be yearly planning as well. So we enable the budget functionality to control the expenses over the approved budget. And we do have budget updates, like we can supplement the budget, and we can return the budget if it is an if we have an excess budget, and definitely you can return the budget, and you can transfer to one project budget to other project budget, and We have different budget updates for this, and even we can carry forward budget to the current year to the next year, uh, which will be in year-end closing activities. See the availability control. See the availability control, which will check the purchase orders or whatever the business transactions, and it will generate an information message to the project admins or finance analysts, or it could be a person responsible. It will send an web page stating that the project is in expenses has been crossing the approved budget. So it would be an information message, or it will be sending an emails to a person responsible, or if it is completely crossed the budget, means definitely it will end up with a hard stop message, and it may not allow to create henceforth business transactions. And if you see the investment managements, so the investment managements, it will be comes in then internally financial projects. So these different projects are maintained in the project type. It could be an investment project or it's a capital project. It will be maintained in the project type in the control data of the project profile. So here we can see the complete the structure of how the investment management the flows into project systems and the integration between IM and PS area. So so capital investment project can be mapped with just an work breakdown structure, that is WS element creation and a project creation. So we can use the work breakdown structure to plan, monitor the project for constructing any fixed asset, like it can be a building or structure. So here the settlements is carried out to asset under construction or completed asset. So the budget will be flowed from the investment management to the product systems. So building an asset using an SAP PS involves an investment management. So the investment program distributes the capital budget down into various WS elements. So the asset class which will trigger the AUC, which is nothing but asset under construction, so that being the term SAP uses to identify the asset which it being built. So the project can purchase all materials required via a WS element, which can be tagged to a WS element. So PS actually creates an AUC at the point of the project is getting released. So the investment profile inside the budget profile and the program positions that tells PS that it is an investment project. And the settlement rules can be it will be created automatically when you create a final asset using a project builder. So the final settlement run is capitalized, and this is when the AUC is manually converted into a fixed asset. So this is the overall overview of an investment projects. And again we have different levels of projects, like it could be an externally financed projects and service projects as well. So the service in the sense the project that exists for a purpose of servicing equipment that may be on a customer's site, and billing of the customer could be utilized by resource related billing, where CAT's time sheets and other actual cost can be transferred to the customer invoice. So PS supports the various project phases, including project structuring, definition, planning, execution, and monitoring. So PS is nothing but managing projects and reporting projects and financial areas. So here the S4 HANA is offering so several types of additional reports for transactional SAP Fiori apps and CZI3N and CZI4N, which has been introduced newly for S4HANA. Thank you so much. So let me present another presentation. Then after I can cover the same in the system. So project execution and monitoring and controlling can be possible in using the SAP project systems. So I can show you in the system one end-to-end life cycle. So from how the money how the budget flows from investment management to SAP project systems, and I'll be using an Fiori apps in between to generate a project and to generate a cost, and using the settlements, and we'll be executing all the scenarios now. So let me open the S4HANA system. So the capex process, which is called capital expenses. So every corporate company may have may be having a corporate investment plan or capital planning for current year or next 5 years or more. So certain investments will be approved in current financial year itself as a part of investment and capital decision making process. Every company they may have the corporate investment decisions and even approved plans and an approved budget even. So the investment management is used to control capital expenditure within the organization. See, for example, we have two departments. One is IT and infra. So IT decided to invest some amount of their profits on infrastructure. So for this, IM will be utilized. So the IM provides function to support the planning, investment, and financing process for capital investments. So if I executed uh, uh, project profile, IM project profile, so it contains investment class, measure on asset class. So this will tell the project like this is an investment management. So this is an one-time activity. So I configured the investment profile, and then I'll be showing the what is the structure for the investment program positions. So for the Egypt region, we created the investment program with the program type. So the investment program, it should be as a naming convention. We started as C. C means the capitalization. E is the company code, and the capex. Capex is mean capital expenditure. And approval year 2017, and program type we used the program type for UNA1. and this is already existing. So investment program, this is an one-time activity. So this investment program, it can be used in the investment structure. Whenever we create a structure, this is a reusable one-time activity. And if you see the investment structure, so I created several nodes under the products of Unitrack products. So Unitrack projects, this is the top node which will be created by the project admin or person responsible, and then it would be distributed to the several departments to create and to complete the structure. So IT department has been created a node, IT department, and infra has been created infra, and streams, communication, strategic machines, etc. So now we have plans to invest on IT department. So if you click on IT department, so it have a few parameters for the reason for the investment. So business development for the reason, and who is the person responsible, and what is the scale for this, and everything it has been identified here. So based on this structure, we need to link the WS element. See, if I see this, so we have the WS element already linked here. So in investment management, so this project you can make it as a standalone. You can make it as a standalone process, or you can get a project created once request is approved by all stakeholders to create a project. And once you created the investment project, the next step is you need to go for the planning. So planning can be done using the version 0. So we have planned products for 1000 US dollars. And as expected, this can be done by yearly, annual budget, overall budget, yearly budget as well. So now I'm taking this as an overall budget $1,000 for program products. So let me save this. And planning is, the name itself says it's a in planning level. So once it is got approved, so capital team, they can or finance head, he can run to add then budget to this investment program using the transaction IM32. So you can plan this, or you can copy from the planning or cumulative. And we have a total up option. So if we added here, this is a top down approach. So you can edit total up and it will sit it in the total up area. So this is the way, this is the bottom up planning. And even we can do the top down planning also. So we need to provide the approved budget in the product level, and we can distribute to the nodes as well. So currently I'm giving $1,000, and the same has been applied to the node, and check this, and I'm saving this. And when you check the project budget report for investment management, it will locate the what is the approved budget for this capex programs. So currently it is showing the overall budget is on $1,000 has been approved for IT services investments. So now we need to create, or we need to use an existing project. We need to transfer these results to product systems. And we have CZ20N where we can use this, and it is getting recorded. Yes. And we have a project builder. So create a project with the mandatory parameters. So currently I'm using asset under construction project. So a project within mandatory parameters like a project profile, which has been created previously, which is comes from master data, and controlling area and WS element, and assign the investment program under controlling tab. So this is the investment program which has been assigned to the project. So with this project will be converted to investment project. So we can generate a planning and budgeting for this once you created the project using CZ30. So it could be an overall budget or again yearly budget. So if I open the Fiori apps, so we can manage the budget in Fiori apps even. Let me open a Fiori app. And we have different Fiori apps for different activities. And for budgeting, we can check product financial control or cost management. Or you can display the original budget. It shows. And the budgets can be accessible from different Fiori apps. And if I executed the project definition, with AUC, It will show you what is the budget available, and you can supplement or you can return, and you can do different budget update activities using Fiori apps. So currently it is showing an 18,000 for EGP amount and 953.46 US dollars. So the conversion also we can able to view from Fiori apps. And if you want, you can see from overall and annual values can be projected here. And currently we can see the controlling area currency and the object currency also. The object currency is nothing but the WS area currency. So the we when we create a WS element, we use it the EGP currency. This is the project currency, EGP currency. And now we can release the project using Fiori apps. So I'm using the project builder functionality from Fiori apps. I think this is open here. So I'm closing the project builder from there, and I executed the current project. So I'm picking O.4 WS for the to execute the complete process. So this need to be released. If you release this, it will generate an asset under construction automatically. So once you release this, it will allow you to start purchasing. You can purchase anything. You can post and you can generate the business transactions to procure the to procure any materials for it will be useful for construction of an asset. So now I'm trying to release this. So using more options, and we have WBS related options here. So if you go to project and if you go to WBS, so we have an investment programs here, and asset under construction also is available here. So before this, we need to release the WBS using project. Edit. Go to. Just give me a minute. And I think we selected this. Yes. We have the WBS here. And the project can be edit, and we have select and status. Yes, sorry. So we have a status, and you can release this. So once you release this project or WBS, we can see this asset under construction has been created automatically. So now, so we need to create an asset. to complete the process from the same screen. So I'm trying to create an asset to link up with the asset under construction. So if you go to edit WBS and investment programs, where you can see a couple of programs there. So create and complete asset. So I need to provide the asset class, which belongs to company code EZ02. And I'm using 40,000 asset class, which is related to asset under construction. And I need to provide the cost center as well. And I'll be providing the cost center which has been saved previously. Yes, let me find the cost center. So I'm using this cost center for company code EZ02 and create. And save this project. Save. And the project has been changed, and I can display asset under construction has been linked to this WBS element. And we are using 0. We are using 04. And if I display asset under construction for this project or WBS element, investment programs, asset under construction, so it will show you what is the exact asset has been created for this. So once the asset has been created, so based on the IM process, WBS element need to be settled to AUC, and from AUC it will be moved to the final asset. So the project is released and AUC has been created. Now we can execute a few business transactions to purchase of an asset of WS element. So I'll be executing FB FF02 or FB01L to procure some, to generate some FI postings that will be considered as an actual postings in PS. I'm taking EGP, and I might be using an account to generate actual postings. I'm taking 999 EGP, and this is an purchase of an material, and I'll be providing the WS element which use it for this process. So I'll be providing then tax code for this, which is an bone tax 50. And we can save this and provide the necessary parameters to generate the business transaction. So it allowed me to save, and it generated a business transaction, and it should post with reference with the WS element. So if I execute, CSI3 report from Fiori apps, project actual cost line items report, and provide the input parameters, and provide the related project. Ours is easy AUC, which is an asset under construction project, and execute this. So this is the actual posting which has been generated now. So this is an open cost which has been posted in our actual cost report related to WS. And now the settlements, product period and closing activities, CJ88, and let me validate the project again using CJ20 AUC, and if I check the project WS element, so AUC has been created automatically. So this is asset has been created automatically. I'm just copying this AUC for future. Okay. And in parallel, the settlement rule has been created automatically. If you check the settlement rule, it will be created automatically by the system. And let me execute the settlement process using CJ88. For this period 5, if I execute this, so it have some values need to be executed. So I'll remove the test run, and if I execute, I'll execute the settlement. So this will be settled from WS to asset under construction. So settlement has been executed. So the same we can validate in Asset Explorer. by providing the asset which has been copied previously. So AUC have some values here because of the settlement which has been done previously. So let me refresh this, and now I can use the same transaction CJW8 to settle the cost from AUC to final asset. So make it as a full settlement, and if I execute this, it is a test run, so no errors detected. I'll remove this and I'll execute this. So settlement has been done here, and if I check the Asset Explorer, so it has been settled to investment measures or final asset. It moved to books of final asset. So now so this is the complete process for investment management and how the cost will be moved from investment management to final asset, investment management to project systems, and from project systems to AUC, and AUC to final asset. So we have parallelly we have a different reports where it will show you the actual cost for the WAS. See, and in parallel, if I executed Fiori actual cost report, the balance should show 0 because it has been settled, that the settlement process has been executed. Execute. So the balances has been nullified. I think there is a problem here. Let me go back and refresh this, or let me execute in SAP itself. Line terms report, yes. Yes. So it is already open here. So let me close this and let me reopen this. So I can see if the values has been nullified. It has been settled completely. So it has been settled completely. So it's moved out from the actuals and from the WS settlements. So this is the complete process for investment management and the settlement process for this. And this is for the capex projects, for capital expenses. And if I executed OPEX, operational expenses, so these are the challenges I can the highlighted ones are the challenges I can see from OPEX point of view. So we has been identified and we has been executed, and we have enabled the budget functionality to control the expenses over the budget. So if I take the OPEX project, so the 20N. So I'm taking a different project for OPEX projects. This is a capital project. So I'm executing this. So this is a capital project. So from this report, we can identify so what is the actual budget and what and all the commitments are available on this. And from here, we have a reports, line item reports. It will show you a different variations of currencies like US dollars, and even it will show you the transaction currency as well. And the information related to the commitments extras, and I can see a little a different commitment has been raised for this. So this is the requisition which has been raised now. So we have $120 of budget, and we already committed 103 expenses using the purchase requisition, and the assigned total is 103. This is nothing but the commitment value, and the available is $17. So let's try to raise a purchase requisition and check whether we have the tolerance limits has been activated or not. And before that, we done a little configuration for the workflows to control the expenses over the budget. And for OPEX projects, we configured 3 level of tolerance check. So one, if the expenses has been crossed, so more than 80%, so a warning has been populated on the purchase requisition screen or any business transaction. So this is an information message, and again it will allow you to generate the requisition. It's an information message. And level 2, and if it reaches 90% of the budget, it need to send an email to a person responsible assigned to the WS element. This is again a workflow which has been enabled. So the third one is an error message, which is an hard stop message. So the expenses, if it is reached or crossed 100% of the budget, system should not allow the business transaction need to be executed or completed because it is crossing the approved budget. So enable the error message here. So let's check in the system how it works. So I'm collecting the WBS for this process. This is in capital, and I'm picking the capital one. And I'm trying to generate a purchase requisition using ME251. So I'm using existing requisition and I'm adopting it to use for this process. Let me paste our WS element and check the valuation, and I might be providing a $500, but we have the current budget only $17. So let me check what system will trigger here. So it is showing an pop-up message, hard stop message, saying that the budget has been exceeded for $483 within clear information. So if I provided a 1 penny, it will show an information message, and still it will allow you to generate the business transaction because it is an information message. So let me check the workflow. So I'm giving $3 here, and let me check here. So let me save this. So it is generated a purchase requisition, and if I check the budget report, and if I now currently 103 US dollars, it need to be changed because I just generated the purchase requisition, so it is in 106, and the mail has to be triggered to inbox. So SAP inbox, and if I refresh this, and I got a new so the assigned funds has been, so we got an email to our SAP inbox stating that the funds has been exceeded. So this is the workflow process, and we have a few more emails as well. And we have two documents, and this has been configured here. Project responsible person. So system checks whether the budget has been, if the project doesn't have enough budget, then if it crosses 90% of the budget, then definitely it will send an email to the project responsible person stating that the budget is not no more available to generate in business transactions. So this is about the OPEX controls, where the OPEX controls everything. So the project execution, monitoring, and control. So back to the presentation. So we already validated the different line items here, the commitment monitoring and receiving invoice matching and accrual posting. The commitment monitoring can be happen using budget reports. We have different levels of reports to monitor the commitments, and if the workflow has been triggering when the it has been reached 90% other stuff. So POC has been, it has based on the time and cost and other relevant measures, and this can be managed using percentage of completion, can be managed using the cost reports. This has been covered previously. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining the call.